Now the next three questions there, 6, 7, and 8, have a different set of directions. They're asking me to write the equation of the line that passes through each pair of points, but again, still in slope-intercept form. So the first thing you want to do is find the slope. We saw already how to find the slope in the last section. Remember, that formula says I'm going to take the difference of the y values and divide that by the difference in the x values, or in other words, write that as a ratio or a comparison there, and that's where I'm going to start here. So I'm going to go ahead and look at question number 7 here. I'm going to go ahead and start off and subtract the y values. So that's going to be negative 10 minus negative 1. And then I'm going to subtract the x values in the same order. So that's going to be 2 minus negative 1. Remember, minus and negative is going to change into plus. So I'm going to fix both of these. So I've got negative 10 plus 1, that's negative 9. And 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 9 over 3 changes into negative 3. And remember, that's how you found the slope. Well, that's helpful because if I'm doing slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b form, same form we just used here in this last 3, I now know m. So m is going to change into 3. Now, when you're writing slope-intercept form in general form, the two things you want to have as numbers are m and b. Well, we've already got m. The one we're going to have to work at now is b. But we can find b because we have all the information we need. They just gave us two different sets of points representing an x and a y. Negative 1, meaning negative 1 could be an x and negative 1 could be a y. Or 2, negative 10, meaning x could be a 2 and y could be negative 10. Well, that's great because if you look at the other couple things we have in this equation here, we have x and y. If I plug those in for x and y and I only have one thing missing, b, I can treat that like I'm solving an equation, find b, and come up with my final answer. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change x and y into one of these sets. I'm going to pick negative 1 because it should be hard to screw that up. So I'm going to change x and y both into negative 1. All right, so I did that, and then I'm going to go ahead and simplify that just a little bit. So I've got negative 1 equals negative 3 plus b. So the equations here is saying negative 3 plus what number makes negative 1? Well, you know that negative 3 plus 2 makes negative 1. So b has to equal 2. If you want, you can finish solving the equation and add 3 to both sides, but you'll still end up with a solution of 2, which is exactly what we figured out there. Now I know b. I already know m because we figured that out back here was 3. Now I can write the equation in slope-intercept form. And I'm going to write y equals 3x plus 2. So the equation of the line that goes through negative 1, and 2, negative 10 is y equals 3x plus 2. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the concluding problem here, number 9. Pizzeria charges $8 for a large cheese pizza plus $2 for each topping. The total cost for a large pizza is given by the equation c equals 2t plus 8, where t is the number of toppings. Graph the equation t for between 0 and 5 toppings and explain the meaning of the slope and the y-intercept. All right, now, you might be wondering why this is in this section. It doesn't look like anything we've done in this section, but it is what we've done in this section here. All right, because take a look. We've got two different variables here, c and t. C is going to be the cost of the pizza. Well, look where they put that on this graph here. All right, that's on the y-axis. So really where it says c here, I could change that to y. And here where it says t, t is the number of toppings. Well, if you look where the number of toppings is, that's on the x-axis. So really I could change that to x. So this is really the same thing as y equals 2x plus 8. Now I think you can see why it's in this section. This is in slope-intercept form. So we're going to graph this based on slope-intercept form. Now, this isn't a big deal, though, because the equation says, if I buy just a cheese pizza, no other toppings, 0 toppings, just a cheese pizza, I'm going to spend $8 on that pizza. So we're going to come over here to say 0 toppings is going to cost me $8. And again, that's going by 2s, so that's why I'm at the 4th marker putting my first dot. Now, it then says I'm going to pay $2 for every topping now. So when I bought just the cheese pizza, I spent $8. Now that I'm adding a topping, now I'm going to add another $2 onto that cost. So when I get one topping, that means I'm spending $10. I decide to get another topping, I spend another $2. So as I go up to 2 toppings, now I'm at $12. I add another topping, I go up another $2. So when I get to my 3rd topping, now I'm at $14. Notice I'm going to keep going here because they wanted me to get all the way up to 5 toppings, but as you can see, every time it's just moving up one and to the right one. So here for the 4th topping, I'm going to go over to my next box there, and so that's going to get me all the way up to $16. When I get up to topping 5, that's going to put me at $18. Topping 6, if I want to graph it, which will be kind of the end here, that's going to put me at $20. So connect the points there. There's my line. All right, so now they want me to explain the slope and the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where it goes over the y-axis, which is at 8. So the y-intercept here at 8 is really like the base cost of a pizza. Before I start adding to it, just a regular old pizza, no toppings, is $8. Now the slope here, well, the slope, if you recall, every time I added a topping, which is on the x, I went up $2 in cost, which is on the y. Remember, slope is y over x. So every time I go up 2 here, I go over 1 this way. So the slope is 2 over 1, or 2. And that idea of 2 over 1 or 2 means I'm paying $2 for every extra topping.